wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Here we go. Welcome to Wednesday. It is the KVJ Show. Yeah, baby. World Record Wednesday. Let's get at it.
Oh, yeah.
Bird is dressed and ready to go. Do we have a world record attempt in mind, or are you already in the zone mentally for this today?
I'm ready to go. It's the most punches in a minute.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh, who you punching? I vote suits.
Someone's have to hold my pillow. And so we need a pillow holder. We're going to need a counter. It's a big thing here.
Oh, man. Wow. Okay.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Oh, come on, dog.
I can't hold the pillow.
Not hold the pillow, but I'd at least be into it.
I'll count.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll count.
You'll count oh so enthusiastically. I'm sure it'll be great.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. It's selling itself.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that. Okay. All right. So we got that coming up here for you today. Lots of fun festivities, and you can check it all out on your flat screen TV. The KVJ Show is on YouTube. We call it KVJ TV. Just pull it up by searching for the KVJ Show. It's either on your flat screen TV, or they've even got a YouTube mobile app, so you can take the KVJ Show with you and watch everywhere you go.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, Ben Affleck is talking about what went wrong in his relationship and marriage to Jennifer Garner. I don't know. Is this really the kind of interview you should do about the mother of your children? Ooh, he's talking about how he felt trapped in their marriage, that they had a marriage that didn't work, and he drank because of her and the kids.
Oh, jeez. All right, come on.
Ben, what are you doing?
Get it together, Batman.
I'm not necessarily a huge fan of anybody ever blaming their drinking on somebody else.
On their kids and their wife?
Yeah.
Dude.
No, I mean, that's...
Dude, it's called life.
Yeah, we're all going to have something that is going to be tough for us to deal with.
Yeah,
but for you to take the cop out and say, oh, that's not me, I blame my wife for my drinking.
Nobody likes their wife, but a lot of people don't turn into alcoholics because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he probably didn't mean it to come off as she made me drink, but that's how people are perceiving it.
Totally.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't an exact quote saying I blame Jennifer Garner for my drinking?
Well, it was, we had a marriage that didn't work.
Yeah.
And part of why I was drinking alcohol was that I was trapped in my marriage.
Okay.
And I was trapped, and that's what made me drink. So he's saying that basically the kids and the wife made me trapped.
But he's going to come back and go, but it was my own personal demons. I felt like it wasn't them.
Dude, shut up.
Guarantee
Your kids
you.
are going to read this, and they're going to think, wow, we made daddy an alcoholic. And that's gonna mess with your kids.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I guess my question is, well, what makes you trapped? Because you could argue and say anytime you're in any kind of committed relationship, there is sort of a trap that goes along with that. That's kind of what it is. And so
He said he was trapped because of the kids. He said that.
But
That's his quote.
I see your point, Kevin. Trap can be anything in life. You can say anything is trapped.
Right, exactly. Just because you're exclusive, in a sense, now you're trapped in this thing where you can't go out and do exactly what you want, but you're with Jennifer Lopez right now. You're trapped.
I just feel so trapped when I'm on the highway. They make me go up to a certain amount, of a speed limit. I feel so trapped.
Yeah.
Everyone can say they're trapped.
Right,
because
exactly.
there's always rules in everything you do.
Yeah. Okay. Poor Ben. Poor Ben.
Yeah, poor Ben.
Okay.
No, shut up, Ben. Stop talking.
Okay.
Jana Duggar, she is the other Duggar, the sister, and she was just charged with endangering the welfare of a child. And we don't know a lot of details about it, but when the story broke, she felt like she had to go and clear her name. So she took to Instagram and said that she was babysitting a few months ago, and one of the kids she was supposed to be watching wandered outside alone. She says a passerby saw the child, called the police, and then this resulted in citations being written for her and the child welfare investigation. She says the child was unharmed, but that's what this whole endangering the welfare of a child stems from. Her babysitting back in September and not paying attention to the kid, and the kid was outside.
Who the hell are these people?
The Duggars.
Who are they, though?
19 kids and counting or whatever.
So they're a reality show.
Yeah, they're the TLC family. They're super Christian. They've got all these kids, and one of them is that scandalous kid that's going away for child porn. And
Wow.
Just
Okay.
so happened the same week this Jana Duggar story broke, but hers doesn't sound nearly as bad as her brother.
Okay, so they're self-claimed Christians, but they're not doing a great job at it.
Yes.
Okay.
They're reality star Christians, Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a convenient title for them to take, but they're into child porn. Is that right?
The one brother, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another Christian family that I think it's on the UPN, or they run it at weird times. They run it like a Kardashian type of show, but it's super the other way. It's super Christian. It's about the kids having promise rings. Does
Yeah.
anyone know what I'm talking about? It's a reality show, and they've had a bunch of seasons. They run it at weird times. You have no idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Dang it. Please, somebody help
I'm
me.
anti-promise ring.
I hear you. But there's 20 of them, and they're a family. And all right.
And finally here, everybody's talking about the Sex and the City reboot. And I guess one person that certainly didn't want it to go the way it did is Chris Noth. He plays Mr. Big, and spoiler alert, if you haven't heard by now, Big dies.
Oh man.
I originally told him, I said, Michael, I'm not doing it. I don't want to die. Because in the original movie, which they didn't do, that happened. I said, I'm just not interested. No, it's not Sex in the City. It's just like that. And in that story, Big's got to go.
Dang.
Yeah, he dies, and then Carrie goes, and just like that, Big died. That's what happens. I'm not even kidding you.
Yeah, everybody I'm talking to says that it's depressing.
The first
It's hard to watch.
I watched the first 2 episodes, Kevin. I could not believe how depressed and depleted of just happiness I felt after I watched that. And it was super cringy on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to watch it.
You have to watch it. Someone has to at least experience what I experienced.
You want others to go
Yes,
through your pain?
I do.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
Well, this morning at exactly 5:47 a.m., I get a emergency text message from one KVJ Nation or legend Joe Ponton.
Uh-oh, what's the matter?
He says, if you guys are outside right now, look up at the sky and go northeast with your eyes. High in the sky, there have been 5 or 6 very faint lights that have been all over the sky area. Then he goes on to say he's at the Jupiter Beach, and I guess there's this, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong, or maybe it's some kind of meteor shower going on right now. I guess it was really odd looking. So if you're walking your dogs or out in the morning at the beach area, look up. I'm not sure if it's still going on right now. I mean, it's 6:22. I doubt that it's still going on. But did anyone see that? I'd love to hear about that. I always feel like when I talk about space stuff in the sky, Virginia starts to kind of fade.
Yeah, not her thing.
Kevin looks mad.
I'm not mad.
I know. I'm just kidding. But I do want to know if anyone else saw that.
Okay.
I'm constantly looking up, constantly seeing things too, Virginia.
Okay. It's good to look up.
It is.
You can see where you're going.
Well, living in a townhouse for so long as I did, I was really kind of shut off to the sky a lot of times. And you don't realize that until you get away from that kind of environment. I have a backyard now, and I'm really quite enjoying the sky. And it's weird. There's little things you miss out on when you don't even realize they're gone.
You don't think about it, but there's actually a lot of things in the sky.
There is. There is.
There is.
It's the end of the year.
Stop for the day.
I'm barely hanging on.
Dialing it in.
No, I'm not. I was legit excited about that. I should have known. Weird whatever's tonight. Why did I just save it for that?
Know your audience, dude. You actually put me to real sleep.
You got a lot of balls, lady, especially with the dirt of the day 3 times a show. All right, that's all I got.
Okay, that's all you got.
Dialing in Pennington's done.
Okay. All right, Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
I feel like I messed up Christmas a little bit. So for Halloween, I started decorating in September. But for some reason, Christmas just snuck up on me this year. And still, as of last night, I was putting out yard decorations and trying to get my yard up to par. I like to go all out. But a lot of my lights, they had burned out, and so I had to go to get new lights. And I usually go to Home Depot because I put it on the Home Depot credit card, and then I take 6 months to pay it off, and it just works. Man, I went in there to get more Christmas lights. They are sold out. They don't have a Christmas light in the whole entire place. They said there's been such a run this year. And the guy told me it's a place you can go that still has a lot of good stuff and they have good prices. He goes, go to CVS. And I was like, really? CVS? Sure enough, I went to CVS and they had a ton of Christmas lights still.
Not no more.
Well, not no more. Now they're going to get cleaned out too. But yeah, if you're like me and you were super late to decorate, but you still want to get festive, CVS, don't try to go to Home Depot.
I got a question for both of you. You end up at Home Depot on a Saturday afternoon. Cozy or very annoyed?
I have seen TikTok videos where the girls are brilliant. They get all dressed up and they're single and they go to Home Depot on the weekends to pick up dudes. And it really works.
It does.
So you did not at all answer my question. You went on some weird TikTok rant.
If I was single, I would totally go to Home Depot on a Saturday.
Still haven't answered my question.
Nope.
Never mind. Okay, I'm 0 for 2. Kev, what's on your mind?
I typically find it cozy.
Yeah, you're a real adult. You're a true adult. If you are cozy at Home Depot on a weekend, you're really an adult.
There are different sliding scales of it. I am not the kind of guy who would go in there and browse and be excited and think of home projects I could do based on what I saw. I would go in there specifically saying, I need this. I would run in and grab it super fast. I'd be happy I got it, and I'd get out. Some people, just are like, this is heaven to me. Tools.
Super PO'd if I'm at Home Depot on a Saturday afternoon.
Feeling like you just got to be there.
Well, there's some people who go to Home Depot and they have fun going there. Oh, this is great. I'm miserable at Home Depot.
I'm one of those people that if you went through my house, you would be like, dude, you need to go to Home Depot.
Well, yeah.
So that's kind of where I am. So I don't go very often. So the once every 5 years I do go, it's kind of fun. All right, what I got on my mind here today, somebody had mentioned that they went and got a 1-hour foot massage. And my wife and I have been talking about doing this, trying to find the right kind of massage, where to go, trying to work it into the schedule. And I was just trying to think, well, would that be something that you would enjoy or something that you wouldn't? Now, look, I love great things. I love Christmas. I don't want Christmas to be every single day of the year. I love a football game. I wouldn't want it to go on for 10 hours. I like a massage. Do I want it to go on for an hour? Is 1 hour getting your feet massaged too long?
No.
So you would be cool sitting there for 1 whole hour.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done it, so I don't know. It's more of a question than it is any thought. I was like, okay, so just for 1 hour, they're just rubbing your feet. To me, I would think maybe at minute 20, you would be, okay, all right, it's just kind of more of the same. And I still got 40 minutes of this.
There's a few people that want to rub Virginia's feet for more than an hour.
Well, everything's got a price.
Would you like a foot massage? I feel you kind of not wanting people to touch your feet that often.
Stranger would be weird. It would have to have 3 zeros behind it, but I'd be open to it.
But you would never do it for just your own pleasure, for a foot massage?
Yes, but if I went out and I looked for it, I think that reflexology is a real thing. I think there are certain areas of your foot that control certain areas of your organs and endocrine system and lymph nodes and all that crap. I think that they can zone in on certain points of your foot to make you more healthy. I think it's a lot of Eastern medicine that does that.
And for certain people, I don't know if it's for everybody, but for certain people, there are parts on the foot where you can hit that kind of gets things going, if you know what I mean.
If you pop a boner in your foot massage, it's kind of weird.
I'm saying for women, there's a
erogenous zone.
Yeah, a button, if you will.
Here's my foot. Show me.
Some tells me
Can you handle it, Virginia?
Some tells me she ain't getting the kind of buttons.
Something tells me you can't find it.
No, you hit her button and she hisses at you.
That's the button.
Yeah. No, she's not the ones I'm talking about. But there is, Kevin. There's buttons.
Okay. Thank
I
you for
think
that.
there is buttons. I do
is.
think that. But I think you should go to somebody who specializes in reflexology and like Eastern medicine. And maybe they do like acupuncture as well. Like that to me would be like the real deal.
Okay, that you would do for an hour?
I would.
Okay.
I would do the foot thing for an hour.
Okay, I'll give you a part of the body to get massaged and tell me how long you think is the ideal time. Because even when I do the full body thing, at the end of an hour, it was great. But if they said, hey, you want to do another hour? I'd be like, no, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I get kind of sore after a massage because
Yeah.
I'm kind of tender.
So that's where I'm just trying to like figure out. So full body, what is the perfect time, Virginia?
I would say 45 minutes.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
agree with you on that.
I always book over an hour. Like, they have the hour 15 massage, and if they said, you want another hour 15, I'd go, yep.
But you like it kind of rough.
No, I like being touched. I got really bad back problems too, but I also just like the feeling of a massage.
The touch of a person.
It feels good, man. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe I'm a freak. I
We
like
just need to get
massages.
your shirt says just touch me. Just so when you walk down the road, people can just reach out and touch you.
We got to get you a T-shirt.
Yeah. What about a foot? How long for a foot?
I think you can get the foot done in 30 minutes, even if you're doing like reflexology and all.
I was kind of thinking that too, yeah.
The foot's not that big.
That's why when I heard an hour, I was like, wow, okay, so a minute 50. Is this still awesome?
Yes, for me,
Yeah.
a minute 50, an hour per dog. Because my dogs are
So
always barking.
2 hours for feet for you.
In a heartbeat, if there was great music on, sipping on some, I don't know, whatever the fancy people drink, the champagne. Yeah, I would thoroughly enjoy that.
Hand massage.
Oh,
Hand massage. 'Cause
ADL.
I had a hairdresser that they used to, when they would shampoo your hair, they would give you a hand massage.
I got a
Right
hand
before.
massage the last a couple of manicures ago. I went to a fancy place and they did a hand massage, neck massage, back, like upper back massage. I was like, what is going on?
yeah.
But it was 15 minutes, bam, done.
And it seemed perfect.
Yes.
When I would get it done for 5-10 minutes a bit, that was perfect. That was
Yes,
good.
yes.
Okay. All right.
ADL all day long. You can massage my hand
24 hours.
I would not. I would not be annoyed. I really wouldn't.
Okay. Head massage.
Oh, for life.
Forever, huh? Okay,
Yeah,
so
man.
birds just don't stop.
Rub-a-dub-dub
Wow.
Pennington.
But I don't think you guys are as touchy as you guys aren't touchy-feely people. You really both are not that
I
affectionate.
really kind of want to put this to the test. If we could just line up an army of massage therapists, I want to see. Could we put Jaybird in a chair for 48 hours?
Yeah.
Maybe that should be a world record you should go for. The longest time getting massage, if you love it, we should set it up and then people are just massaging you nonstop. If it wouldn't bother you and you could just keep going, we'll just massage you for however long it can handle.
Look at this guy. End of the year, tired, still come up with great ideas.
On World Record Wednesday, he came up with the best world
That's
record.
a great idea.
Yeah.
And maybe we set this up for next year.
Yeah, set it up for early January. We
Oh.
can get any massage therapist wants to come in. We'll plug your business while you massage Bird. You got to do it for at least 15 minutes to 30 minutes, somewhere in there. 15 to 30 minutes. We'll decide what the minimum time is you can volunteer.
Okay.
I would say 30 minutes because, yeah, we just need to make it worth everybody's while.
Sure.
30 minutes, you come in, you got to rub Bird, some part of him, as he's in here, and we'll just keep that thing going.
You would probably cut down a lot of the whole stuff if you had everyone do an hour. People are used to doing an hour.
Yeah, the
Yeah, okay.
therapists are used to doing our 60-minute massages. It's kind of the industry norm.
If we did 30, that'd be just so more people would have to deal with. Now you're dealing with 50 instead of 25. 'Cause
Okay.
We're going to need a bunch.
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
If
well,
we're doing
then there you go.
48 hours, we're going to need at least 48 therapists.
Yeah, we should see, is there a world record for the longest time getting a massage? And then we'll just keep a massage going. Oh, this is perfect for you. This is what a win-win, right?
And we are not only going to set, break. If there is a record, we're going to shatter it. And if there is not a record, we're going to make it so big no one's going to ever come close to sniffing it.
Get in there, little one. Do the research.
Yeah.
Has anybody attempted this before?
I don't think they have, only because I've looked pretty much at every world record possible. And I've never seen that.
Okay. Couple of comments that are coming on here. Somebody said, yeah, just to let you know, too, the foot massage does a lot more than just your feet. They'll do your calves, your lower arms, your hands, neck, upper back. It's incredible.
Denny's told me he really, really stresses the importance, and I never thought about it until I met Denny's, the importance of ankle health. Ankle health is very important. We don't
It
think
is.
about it. We just don't think about it.
And tell me quickly why that is.
Denny's!
Okay.
For circulation, I believe.
Okay.
The weight of the world is on them.
It's true.
It's end of the year, Kev. So just dial it in, Cynic.
Yeah, so that's some of the thoughts coming in here. You got a thought you want to share with us? What is on your mind today? You can let us know. 877-979-WRMF. Somebody said, did you see that they're getting rid of diet sodas? Well, in a sense. They're changing the marketing names around diet sodas. That's kind of one of the stories that's going on today, that a lot of them are just going with zero or zero sugar. Apparently, millennials don't like the word diet.
Yes, it's not very nice to say diet because then I get triggered.
Your girl, Demi Gelato.
Yes, Demi, thank you for pointing it out to them.
Thank you for letting us see the way.
And tell your truth.
Daniel said, wow, first thing you see when the show comes up is Kevin picking his nose.
Oh, right.
I don't know if I've picked my nose yet today, honestly.
Well,
I will,
look,
but I'm not sure if I have yet.
if you've got a booger, better
like
to
to see
pick it
Yeah.
and get rid of it than to be talking to somebody in the hall and have it fly out of your nose onto them.
Yeah, that is part of KVJ TV. I am a proud picker, and it will happen.
I could have been scratching my nose. Sometimes people get me and you confused, and they'll call me Kevin, and they call you Jason. And I go,
Okay.
no. This is we're different people.
Are those people blind?
I just don't think sometimes they know. They're either new to the show or they get confused.
Yeah.
People still call you Jennifer. They think you're Jennifer Ross.
It's true.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, there you go. If you want to comment on anything going on in the show, jump into the KVJ TV chat room. You can also text us 877-979-WRMF. Man, when kids want something, they will go to no ends to make sure that you fully understand everything that they want. This is a big time of year. Kids got to be on their games because Santa Claus is coming to town.
Well, I remember writing the letter to Santa. This was such a big deal. You had to do it, early. Yeah, the end of December, early December, end of November, early December, and it was a struggle. It was really a struggle for me to come up with the right words for him.
Really?
Yeah, because this is your one shot. You can't blow it.
Things have changed a little bit since our old day where you write a letter to Santa. That was kind of the old school. Now, technology is kind of taken over. There's better ways to get hold of Santa. You can reach him on his app even, and
Totally.
let your stuff out there about what you need for Christmas.
You can track him on your phone. I mean, that's pretty cool.
There's voice stuff you can do with Santa now.
Totally.
And Virginia also has a high-tech kid. So, of course, he's going to put together something fancy when he wants to let Santa know what he wants for Christmas. So he's put together a PowerPoint, Virginia?
He's put together a presentation.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to forward this to Santa.
Oh, okay.
So after you play it, I got to send it to the North Pole.
Oh, okay. All right, so this is Virginia's son. How old is Rocco now?
He's 6.
6 years old.
It's prime time Santa
Yeah.
stuff right there.
Totally.
This is a 6-year-old's Christmas wish list to Santa done via PowerPoint.
Hello, Santa. Welcome to the PowerPoint presentation of Rocco Siddiqui. Please pay attention because I will be reading my Christmas list. Here it goes. Number 1, an Apple Watch. Apple Watch Series 7 with a big bezel, cellular model, and 0 phone mode. That's the Apple Watch I want. Second is a Starbelly Dreamlight puppy. Okay, first describe is it's soft.
Okay.
Second describe that it projects lights.
Okay.
3, you can snuggle it up with bed, and then it'll project lights onto your ceiling of stars and bunnies.
Well, that's cool.
Okay.
Number 3, Lockly. Lockly is a little lock that you can use.
Okay.
First, you can use code. Second, you can use your thumb. Third, you can use your phone. That's a Lockly.
Okay.
Number 4, supercomputer.
Oh.
A supercomputer is a computer. It has an antenna, and it has it's got a lot of games.
Okay.
Number 5.
Wow, okay.
Laser keyboard.
Yeah.
A laser keyboard is a little projector. That's the number 1 describe. Number 2, it projects. Number 3, it projects a keyboard.
Okay.
That is all the describings. And number 7, a trip to Orlando. Thank you so much, Santa. Again, this is Rocco Sinicki's PowerPoint presentation. I would like to let you know my phone number is.
Okay.
Thank you for participating in the PowerPoint presentation.
See, that's kind of the new thing. Kids with phones today. When I was a kid, you couldn't just drop a phone number for Santa.
Yeah, I had to write, letter with we always had broke down pencils in our house. They never were sharp.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pencil problems in this
time,
Pennington household. Yeah.
One of many problems.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what you do now. So your 6-year-olds are putting together PowerPoints for Santa.
Whew.
Very impressive stuff.
It's a very expensive list.
It
That's
really
a lot,
is. I mean, it's
man.
7 things on there. Included number 7 is a trip to Orlando.
Yes.
Wow.
When Fat Kevin was a kid, what was the typical amount of presents Santa would bring him in a year? Because 7 is a good amount.
Yeah. If they remembered 1 or 2.
1 or 2?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, dang. Sorry, kid.
They didn't go all out?
No. We didn't do a lot with presents, which would explain why I am the way I am as an adult. So.
Yeah, I think I always like finding that stuff out.
Yeah, when I was younger, we got a few things, but it actually got to the point where some of the people in my family were so bad at gifts, I kind of wished I got less.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of like
No gifts.
You kind of like were marching over to that tree of death, and you're just like, oh boy, what's under this thing this
What a
year?
depressing Christmas.
It was tough. Yeah, not the best
Damn.
gift givers. You'd be like,
You told us what your grandma got.
you really shouldn't have.
What did your grandma get you again?
She got me a half-used bottle of mouthwash that was about 35 years old, and she got me my grandpa's old used razors that had his hair still in it.
Okay.
And he had passed away at that point?
Yeah, he was dead. Thankfully, it wasn't at the hand of the razors. But
How
yeah.
old were you when you got that?
I was like 16.
That's a great time to get that.
So you're like, you know what? You guys don't have to give me presents. We're all good. Okay, we got big old celebrity birthday going on today. In a sense, when it came to the pop culture views of the world of Miami in the 80s, this guy greatly responsible for that. Don Johnson is 72 today.
He's-
Sonny Crockett from Miami Vice.
He was also in Eastbound and Down on HBO. He played
Okay.
Danny McBride's father.
Yeah, he's had some other great roles out there. Nash Bridges. My dad loves the old Nash Bridges. Oh, my goodness. He thinks that's a great show. So happy birthday to him today. Also, happy birthday to Drew, turning 40. That is a lot of love there. Beer and cake waiting for you. Happy birthday. Love Tiffany, Colton, Skeeter, and Axel. Also, happy 17th birthday to Shayna Malka. That is from Mommy Tatty, Adam Simcha, and Golda, and the cat. Also, happy 10th birthday to Frederick from Mom, Dad, and Bennett. Also, happy birthday in heaven, Mima. Love you to the moon and back. Miss you. Love Shelly and Jasmine. Also got a birthday shout out. Tyler, Daddy, and Mommy Amy sent this in. TJ, Caroline, Kennedy, Ryder, and Oreo all got a happy birthday wish and a nice family photo there on KVJ TV.
Aw.
Got a happy 4th birthday to my baby boy, Ryder. Love you to the moon and back, infinity and beyond. Ryder's mommy, Ashley, and there's a photo of him on KVJ TV.
That's a great picture.
Happy birthday, Morgan, and congrats on crushing your first semester of nursing school. Love, Quinn. And a happy birthday to my incredibly talented husband, Steve. Our daughter is graduating from the University of North Florida, and we're going to have an amazing weekend celebrating. Sounds like a lot of fun. Congratulations and happy birthday. Got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ Show? Just let us know about it. Mail at kvjshow.com. Okay. There's so many things that we love about the holidays, but when we compare them to 2 things, which one is actually better? 2 great classic movies that we love around Christmas time, Home Alone and Elf, but which one is better?
We introduced Home Alone to Rocco last year, and he
Okay.
loved it.
All right.
And then this year, we showed him Elf for the first time the other night, and he's been watching it nonstop. I don't know, because, I mean, through a kid's eyes, the hero of Home Alone is a little
Is a
kid.
kid, yeah.
And so Rocco sees himself in that kid, and he kind of looks like that kid.
He
so
does. It's kind of frightening. I wouldn't give that kid any ideas.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know, though. Elf is pretty magical and special.
I'm going to go with Elf myself.
I am
personally.
too, yeah.
Slam dunk, Elf.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one is better, a real or a fake tree? What do you think is better?
I don't hate a fake tree, y'all.
No.
I love a real tree, but I'm allergic to them, so I can't have one.
Yeah,
Depressing at Christmas.
Christmas
That's right. Didn't you do this last year too? I think we did depressing at Christmas.
It's on brand.
Sounds like a new feature. Virginia ruins everything. Let's throw some of the most wonderful, magical things that we know on planet Earth, and Virginia can ruin it for us.
I'll be up all night coughing and sneezing, Kevin. I can't have a real tree.
Yeah, they're more beautiful, but the convenience of having a fake tree is something that I can get over. I can deal with a fake tree. They look wonderful. We have a tree that stays up all year round. We just ignore that part of the house. But then for one magical morning every single year, we all gravitate to that one section of the house and we sit around it in awe.
Oh, yeah, your tree is still up, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been for years.
Yeah, it's by the back area, right?
It is,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Just get some pine saw, throw it on the floor, and go, Christmas.
Sometimes we put a sheet around it, sometimes we don't. We just let it out there, and the Christmas spirit in one corner of our house exists 365.
Well, the cool thing is you put a sheet over it, then you decorate the sheet, make all kind of designs on that.
Possibilities are endless. Possibilities are endless. Okay, which is better, white or colored lights? What do you prefer?
I grew up in Lake Park in the 80s, and we were all about them colored lights, so I'm going with that.
Me too. It was more like normal in the 80s and the 70s. Everybody had colored lights. I think the white lights are a new kind of more trendy, fancy thing.
White lights makes me feel like someone's going to ask me, okay, Mr. Pennington, how many people are staying in your room? It's very hotel looking.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the look year-round. I'm a huge fan of exterior illumination. And for me, the white lights, absolutely amazing. It makes everything look better.
Well, they're classy, and you're a classy guy.
Thank you. Yes, I am. Thanks for observing. Yes, the guy who doesn't take down his Christmas tree.
Year round.
Yeah, year-round. Yeah. But I'm going white lights.
Oh, look who's calling you classy.
Yeah. Which is better for Christmas, cash or gift cards?
Cash.
I mean, yeah, cash is king, baby.
Okay, cash is king.
Of course.
Okay. I think so. Gift cards adds a little air of personability, but it does also add some limitation. And if you get it wrong, then the person's like, yeah, thanks, great. It's just something. You handed me something I clearly have to re-gift.
Give me a hug. There's our personable moment. Oh, okay, and here's your cash. All right, thanks.
Yeah, just take off your shirt first.
Well, how much you giving?
I'll tell you after the hug.
Yeah. Which is better for Christmas, socks or a Christmas sweater?
So Christmas socks or Christmas sweater?
In Florida, you really can't get a lot of use out of that sweater.
I'm going socks.
Yeah, me too.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I got some really cool alien/Bigfoot socks that pizza's coming down from the sky. Mm-hmm. It's such a conversation piece.
Sure.
Socks.
Yeah, I don't really show socks that often. You see the sweater more frequently. I think I'm going to go with a sweater just for the visibility factor on that. Which is better, hot cider or cocoa?
Ooh.
Virginia, what's easier to put alcohol in?
A hot cider.
Okay.
Absolutely.
When I was in Oregon, they had a bunch of those cider brewery areas.
Yeah.
So much where it's just cider. You think you're going there to get a beer. Like, we have no beer, it's just cider.
Yeah, it's a big thing. You have that in South Florida, too. Places that just do cider.
You a cider man?
I enjoy it, but it's got a high sugar.
It does.
level.
That
It's not
stuff.
good for a keto.
It's that kind of drink. You get a hangover halfway through your drink.
You know what somebody made for me that I loved? So it was a spiked cider, but they turned it into a slushy. So it was like a snow cone,
like a Slurpee.
but a Slurpee, and it made it less sweet, but it was still delicious. I highly recommend a spiked cider slushy.
Do you want to do slushy cider Thursday tomorrow? I will bring in the ice.
Say it fast 3 times.
Thursday. Nope. Not doing it. I don't think there's no way. We should make some ciders tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm all into it.
Which is better, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
For me, Christmas Eve.
Okay. Why is that better for you?
Christmas Eve reminds me more of my family. Christmas Day, as I've gotten older, is a little bit more depressing sometimes for me.
Why is that?
Oh, this is Virginia's.
Come on, you can make us all depressed too.
You can kill Christmas too.
I do not want to be depressed.
Come on, kill the
I mean,
mood.
we don't just have one person making the show depressing.
No, I do not. It's kind of dark and heavy. So
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, now you have to tell
well,
us.
there's kids driving to work. It's depressing.
Kids are driving to work? What the heck are we doing in Florida?
We have child labor laws.
Yes.
Teenage kids are driving to work
They are?
They're driving to school.
or school.
What? What is? Wow, you
See,
all right?
I'm rattled. I don't want to.
What are you just throwing papers on the floor now?
Because I'm rattled.
Does Christmas make you think of dead relatives?
It makes me think of a lot of death. Unfortunately,
Okay.
it does. And unfortunately, too, a lot of times Christmas is where a lot of my family either work or they're not around, especially in the last 5 years. So Christmas, there's a lot of solitude and a lot of thoughts. And you tend to think about loved ones that have passed away. My mom did die in the middle of Thanksgiving and Christmas. And Christmas and Thanksgiving were the biggest holidays in our family. And she was the head of everything.
Yes, it was
so
her
when
deal.
she passed away, a lot of that tradition really did die with my family. And,
Is the Juicy Daddy coming home for Christmas, or is he still in Texas?
he will not be here for Christmas.
Damn.
See, I didn't want to talk about it.
I mean,
But I also don't want to be this is going to sound twisted,
I'll be
too.
alone
'Cause
for Christmas.
Because what's going to happen is you're going to get a bunch of emails. Oh, Bert, I don't want you to be...
You can count on no one.
I also like to be alone during that time, too. So it's a weird kind of a thing. It's solitude, but it's also, I don't want to be around.
well, it's hard to cry in front of everyone. It's better when you can just cry alone in
This
your
is
house.
the most depressing story. I didn't want to tell it. Y'all gotta have
Don't run from your pain, Jay Bird.
No.
This is your truth.
I'm not running from it, but that really is just how. That's just how it is for me.
Talking about it heals you.
Then it wasn't it was the year before, but I watched that 12-hour Vietnam special on Christmas Day. That didn't help.
Who plays a Vietnam special on Christmas Day?
This guy. Dog, I'm weird. That's why Kevin hired me, I'm pretty sure.
Well, who's not in the spirit now?
I didn't want to talk about it.
Death, and my daddy's not going to be
Guys,
here.
I'm in a great mood. I'm not at all depressed, but you did ask, and,
Yeah.
I said I didn't want to talk about it.
Okay.
But then people got all pissed. Oh, Bird is a bitch, doesn't talk about things.
Secrets again.
Yeah, exactly. So, whatever.
Okay, Virginia, what's more depressing for you, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
I think they're both awesome because the anticipation on Christmas Eve is incredible. And then Christmas Day, it's just watching the kids play with all the toys. It's my favorite part is in the morning when they come running down the
Yes,
stairs.
there's an excitement there.
And they see all the stuff. I can remember being a little girl, running out and seeing all the stuff and being like, holy crap, Santa hooked it up.
Yeah. So there you go.
David in the chat room wants you to quiz me on Vietnam to see how much I learned.
Were you able to focus through the tears?
Unfortunately, I think I learned a lot. It was very depressing.
Okay. Which is better for Christmas? Do you like ice skating or sledding?
Ice skating. Only because
Okay.
I've never been sledding.
Yeah, I've
man.
never sledded.
Oh, wow. You guys are missing out.
I did the sledding down our stairwell.
I did it at Gaylord Palms, and so I'll probably be doing it at Gaylord Palms this weekend.
Okay.
But I've never done it on an actual like hill in nature with trees and snow.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and I put it over ice skating for that reason. If you've ever been on a great sledding slope, oh man, that is so much fun to go down a sled, especially when you're a kid. So there you go.
That was a fun segment.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I didn't see that one
I
coming.
miss you, Daddy.
No, it's not like that. Please don't send me emails about how I'm on the edge. I'm fine.
It's Jaybird's depressing Christmas
No,
classics,
I'm really
including I'll Be Alone for Christmas.
I am not depressed. I'm really not. I'm not. I'm good, guys.
Are you trying to convince us or yourself?
I am trying to make some levity of a very uncomfortable moment.
Okay.
World Record Wednesday, gotta give your best. World Record Wednesday, we're chasing greatness today.
All right, Bernie's going for the world record of the most punches thrown in 1 minute. It's got to be a full extension punch, too.
So the way I was practicing last night, and it's not really about the power, it's just about the extension. So if we did this, that would count, right? That's full extension punch.
Yep, yeah, it just means that your arm's got to go straight at the end. Yeah, that does count.
I think that's going to be the tactic. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
I just want to get the clarity here. So when I punch, do I have to bring it back to my nipples? Is that what I need to do, or would this work like this?
Yeah, I think you just have the extension part has got to happen. That's the only thing in the description that sets exactly what it is, and that means that your punch goes all the way out with your arm fully extended.
A minute is a long time to punch.
It is. It's actually good workout, believe it or not. Just throwing a lot of punches can be very tiring.
Yeah, we
I
used to
think
do
you're
that
about to find out.
9-round boxing. That was workout.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, you kidding me?
It was hardcore.
Yeah, it is a lot of work. So we'll see how Jaybird does here as he goes for the world record.
So there's two different strategies I can go with. Blow it all out in the beginning. Go full gorilla, get as many as I can, because that's going to be the best burst of energy. Or do I conserve my energy and just go steady as she goes? See what I'm saying? So
Sure.
I don't burn it all out completely?
Yeah.
What's the best move?
I think you need to go as fast as you can and just try to dig down deep and keep pulling for more.
Don't stop. Get it. Get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm checking out the guy that did do it, and yeah, he's got quite a thing where he has his elbows, they drop down. So when he extends, it's just the punches coming out.
Okay.
And he is going super fast. I can see how he did this. And his stamina is unbelievable. Yeah, even just watching this, as he gets to 40 seconds, this guy's even struggling. This is the world record holder.
Well, look, good thing I'm in my prime right now.
Good thing you're used to struggling.
Good thing I need a drink.
What
Okay.
you need?
Oh, man.
We got some
Water in there?
bourbon over here. I've got. Yeah,
Can I have a guzzle of your water?
sure. I'll pour you your own glass.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, let's see. What would be impressive here? Now, the world record is 403. This guy is a complete machine that has broken it by looking at his video. He is Iran's Youssef Imani who did it. And I would say that if you could throw 2 punches every second, that'd be 120. I would say that's impressive. 120 punches in 60 seconds is good.
That's KVJ
KVJ
respectable.
respectable.
120. All right, Danny. This is working for me.
Yeah. Okay. 120 is what we'll do. That'd be almost a third or a quarter of what the actual world record is.
Did we decide what you're punching? I voted suits.
No, we're going to be punching this minion.
Okay. Oh, man, that poor minion. Wow. Get ready, minion. You're going to get tore up.
Have you gotten approval from Pixar?
I have not got consent.
Virginia, you going over or under 120?
120. I don't know. It might be attainable. I'm going to go over.
Whoa!
Gonna go over.
Yep, I'm going to go over.
Suits, what do you think? Over, under? He's going to go under.
The realist.
Okay. I am going to say that Jaybird is going to go over. I'm going to give you an over vote on this.
All right.
I think you've got 120 plus in you. Okay, let's see. World record.
Denny's?
If he just shocks the world, it would be all the way to 403 full extension punches in 1 minute.
Now, are you counting Denny's? Okay, Denny's is counting.
Okay.
We probably need a few people counting. Chat room, have my back on this, please.
Okay, we'll have Virginia and Denny's doing that, plus the KVJ TV chat room, people watching on YouTube. Jaybird for world record Wednesday, most full extension punches in 1 minute. Your time begins now. Okay, here he goes. He's kind of doing the tactic where we talked about. He's a full extension punch to make sure you're getting the full extension there. Denny's, don't walk towards him. I know you're trying to brace yourself, but you got to make sure it's a full extension. Jaybird just past the 10-second mark, slowing just a tad. He's starting to wear down. He's 15 seconds into this thing, so he's 1/4 of the time through, but our boy Bird is starting to burn a bit. Okay, he's about 35 seconds left on the clock. This guy's tired. He's got to dig down deep. He's at the halfway point right now as he's punching this minion's face in. This poor minion is never been through such an ass beating in its life. This poor minion just taking it one shot after another. All right, Jaybird is trying to hang with it, but he is definitely wearing out. He's down to his last 15 seconds. He's trying to dig deep. Our boy's out of breath. He's getting down to the 10-second mark now. The minion is crying. The minion is taking it harder than Bird. Bird is trying to make it with 5 seconds left on the clock. 3, 2, 1, and your time is done. And he logs out.
Denny's, what do we have?
Wow, what a workout that was.
I got 193.
193, Bird. That
Look
is
at
way
you.
over. KVJ, respectable. That's almost halfway to the world record mark, which I was almost thinking about 200.
Nice
Maybe that would have pushed you, but
job.
you're right there. That is impressive, and what a workout it is, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it's just a minute.
Yeah, I will tell you, a boxing workout, if you go to one of the 9 rounds, and I would go frequently to the one there on North Lake, just off I-95, it is a great place to go. In just 27 minutes, they will kick your butt. It's 3-minute stations, 9 of them. And you get a full appreciation for, like, how do these guys punch for 3 minutes straight? It's unbelievable. I mean, you see what 1 minute does.
You have to be in the best shape ever.
Oh, yeah. So imagine 26 more minutes of that kind of workout.
Flapjack time.
You did it.
There you go,
Flapjack time,
Bird.
baby.
Impressive.
Can we do breakfast today? Because I know you're kind of not on your diet right now.
Yeah, sure. Why not? You've earned pancakes.
Victory!
Look at that. You won Virginia over?
I mean, you've never looked sexier.
Wow.
And did it on a strong note. Last 2 ones were not so bad.
What?
What? Are we on still? What happened?
What's going on here? I
He's
don't get this.
dizzy.
Yeah, okay. Poor Bird. He's tired. He's worn out. You ready for a nap?
Got that boxer's high.
Yeah, you do, huh? Okay. All right. He's ready to go. Well, can you believe this? Most people are wiping wrong. What? There's a right way to wipe and a wrong way to wipe, apparently. And thanks to TikTok, we're very well aware of this.
Oh, somebody made a TikTok of how to wipe?
They thankfully didn't make it graphic.
Okay.
But there is a young woman on there who posted a video claiming that it's physically impossible to wipe your behind the right way that experts tell you to, which is front to back. What? She said it's impossible physically? So BuzzFeed did an informal poll asking about different wiping techniques. And here's the stunning part of this. 1 in 3 people aren't even doing it right. 2/3 do, but I'm talking to 1/3 of you who don't or can't. Of the 25,000 people that took this informal poll, 34% said they go back to front. What?
Well, I don't think it matters so much for dudes. It matters for girls because there's a bacteria issue. You need to go front to back.
And I would argue that guys do as well, because we do have a hanging appendage there that, to me, just doesn't seem to be very sanitary.
Some hang more than others.
Yes, I just don't see any other way other than going front to back, and I didn't know anybody did it differently than that. But yeah, 54% said front to back, which is how you're supposed to do it for the hygiene reasons. Of the other people, 7% use a bidet. Okay, well, that's kind of opting out of it.
That's
And
fancy.
that's modern day times, and that number's gonna get bigger, but not everyone has a bidet right now.
Yeah, 5% do it a completely different way, which I don't know. What do you do, side to side? That doesn't seem like a great idea.
Circular?
But yeah, so how about that? Front to back, a majority of people do, but that is a large percentage of people that do not. 34% go back to front. Did you know? I did not.
Thank you.
There you go. Thanks, TikTok.
No, TikTok. And doctors, I think you need to get off TikTok. I don't know. There's all these doctors on TikTok. As soon as I see a doctor on TikTok, I'm like, I don't trust you.
Doc talk?
Yeah, Doc Talk.
You lose a lot of credibility.
For me, you do.
Do you want your doctor on TikTok? Probably not. Makeup or breakup? How would you rule in some of these emails that we've been sent here? This one said, my girlfriend is getting an under boob tattoo. I told her it's trashy and it'd be a turnoff for me, but she's going to get it anyway. We've been together for 3 years, but this has me totally rethinking our relationship. Well, maybe you need to rethink your approach to your relationship. Why is it that you care what kind of tattoo she gets? I mean, why is that something where at the end of 3 years you're thinking that that's going to be a deal breaker?
Well, maybe there's other reasons why you're just not into the relationship anymore. It's run its course, and you're using this as the excuse.
Or also, too, I mean, let us not forget, some people just don't like that look. Virginia was totally pissed off at Panda for getting a neck tattoo.
Still am.
You ask what his reason is. His reason is he's not attracted to it. Now, I don't agree with him, but that would be his reason. He doesn't like it.
Yeah. Look, you can go ahead and express your opinions on it, and you did, and they're like, don't care. And that may be the statement that you need about your relationship, is the fact that they don't care about your opinion about what they do to their body. Maybe you guys aren't in sync, and maybe it's a sign that the relationship does need to die.
Yeah, I think both of you are kind of sending up signals that you're not into it.
But that will happen in relationships where somebody's going to do something where the other one may not find attractive.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
that can happen.
Yeah, and that's where you got to kind of dig deeper and say, look, I love him for more than just what's on the outside. I love him for what's on the inside. Hopefully you're to that point. If not, then you got to look deeper into your relationship. And I don't think that if you have a strong relationship, a tattoo, no matter what they get, no matter how ugly it is or where it might be on their body, is a reason to break up. But the tattoo and the concept of getting it itself might reveal that you are not in a relationship you should be in the first place.
It sounds like
going on
you
here.
have different pages.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say it's a breakup based on the way you wrote this email. Got another one here that says, make up or break up. He tried meth at his bachelor party. My wedding is in 2 months, but now it's all in doubt. My fiance went to Las Vegas for his birthday or for his bachelor party. He's not much of a partier, but his brother is, and so is the friend that he brought along for the party. Well, this guy brought some meth with him, and my fiance thought this was the best time to try it, and it did not go well. My fiance freaked out, caused a scene at the casino, and then attacked a security guard that tried to throw him out.
Oh, boy.
Cops were called, and he spent the night in jail. He now has some charges that he has to face, and on top of that, there is $20,000 missing from his savings.
20,000?
20 grand he has lost because of his
do?
decision. He has no idea what happened
Meth,
to it.
bro. That's a lot of meth.
And
I didn't think meth was that
Well,
expensive.
I think you take the meth and you do bad things with the money.
yeah, I don't know that he went on a $20,000 meth bender. It's not that expensive.
Maybe that shady guy that was brought along that like wasn't a friend of anybody. Maybe that guy somehow accessed his bank account.
Mathematics.
He has no idea what happened to the money, and no one he was with claims to know anything either. He's basically now flat broke, and I'm not sure how to feel about having this wedding anymore. Except for sleeping with someone else, he did everything wrong you can at your bachelor party. And who knows, maybe he did that too. He wouldn't know if he did. So here I am soul searching. Was this one bad night or the sign I needed that this may not be the man that I need to tether myself to for the rest of my life?
Unfortunately, sometimes in life, it just takes one bad night for somebody to, even if that's not your character all the time, a bad night can ruin it for somebody.
And it can change the course of your life. And unfortunately, it may alter the course of your life and change things like marriages and weddings and things like that.
But let's be careful about how hard we drop the hammer on a guy that just got stupid on his bachelor party, drank too much, and made bad decisions and then did drugs. Like, I don't know. I've been very, very intoxicated and made bad decisions too and wished I hadn't done the things that I did. So I try not to like be too judgy on the drunk.
Well, what happens if he slept with somebody and he's drunk? You're not going to judge him for that?
I don't hear that as part of this discussion.
Well, they don't know, though. She says she doesn't know if he slept with somebody, and he probably doesn't either. It's something that he can't deny
I think his only argument is that I was so whacked out on my mind, I don't know physically how I could have.
And you can't let people get away with stuff just because they're drunk or intoxicated. We're all big boys and big girls here. We know what happens. Even if you never drank before, you know what happens. Things get crazy.
You were sober when you made the choice to take the meth. That was your own choice. It wasn't like someone had drugged you or slipped you something.
I'm not saying you're not going to do things out of character. Of course you are. If you're taking meth, you're going to probably do things out of character.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't excuse it.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about it being a breakup. I would postpone the wedding, and I would just see how it goes. He broke a lot of trust in that, and you seriously, and I think rightfully so, doubt his ability to make
making.
decision
Yeah.
making. Yeah.
I think, too, you have to have a really intense conversation with him. Did he learn from what he did? Does he regret what?
Okay.
Where is he on the apology meter?
The only way you'll know is through time. It's going to take time for him to prove that he learned from this.
You gotta understand something. There's $20,000 missing.
Yeah.
He did meth.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what happened in the night. If I am that person on the other end who
Yeah.
finds all this out about my mate, I am thinking the whole time, wow, all this money is gone. Did he get with a hooker? Did he sleep with somebody? I'm
Could've,
thinking the
I guess,
worst,
yeah.
and he doesn't even know. So that alone,
Yeah.
$20,000, I guarantee you there was something sexual involved.
You guarantee it?
You're doing meth, money's missing.
Yeah,
it's your bachelor party.
I don't know anything about meth. If anybody has, do people like to get it on when they've done meth?
For some people, meth is absolutely a sexual kind of
It
drug.
is.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never done math. I can't tell you. But if you give me some, I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah. At the very least, I'd be postponing the wedding. Doesn't need to happen in 2 months. And at the worst, if you broke up with him, I wouldn't say that it was the wrong decision.
I'm not
It's a
saying
personal decision. You two really have to sit down and talk about this and figure it out.
it's personal until you email the KVJ show.
Yes.
now we're involved.
You're looking for the feedback.
Now we can't leave.
That's what I'd be telling
Yeah,
you.
we'll host your therapy. If you want to come on, both of you, and lay down on the KVJ couch, we'll be happy to talk this through.
Who's going to host ours?
We'll have Suits put that up there. Guy goes on a meth bender on his bachelor party in Vegas. Do you dump him? Yes or no? So he'll put that up in the KVJ TV chat room. You can sound off on that.
Someone's saying Jay Bird's fixated in the cheating thing, but that isn't really worth a discussion. How is that not worth a discussion? There's money missing, and my fiance, who I'm about to marry, has no idea what he did the night before. What are you talking about?
I think the only thing is there's not really anything to discuss because you don't know. Or at least he won't admit it.
Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That
and
is
that's
the
it.
problem. That's what we do discuss.
And if he's being honest, he's saying, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I blacked out. I did meth. $20,000 is gone. I can't tell you anything else. So you can sit here and say you want to talk about it, but I got nothing to talk about. I can't tell you.
Well, you don't really get to say anything because you're the one that screwed up, and I'm going to express how I'm feeling. Get the hell out of my house right now.
Okay. Bird is not down.
Yeah, she is strict.
No, I'm not strict. I'm just not an idiot. $10,000 is gone, and you want a meth bender.
It's 20.
You're 20. I'm sure you guys play Tiddlywinks.
All right, what about this one? A makeup or breakup. My boyfriend won't change his status from widowed. I've been dating my boyfriend now for 3 years. His wife passed away 5 years ago, and he has yet to change his status on Facebook from widowed to in a relationship. Every time I bring the subject up, it turns into a major argument. His reasoning is he doesn't want to answer questions from his family and friends about our relationship. He isn't ready to have those conversations yet. Should I be as hurt and offended as I am, or should I be more understanding and just drop the entire issue? I know it's only Facebook, but this is a sign that we shouldn't be together at all, is it not?
I think you should lay up on him because he's probably still grieving and figuring all that out, and he doesn't want to be bombarded with questions. If you were compassionate to what he's been through, you wouldn't pressure him to change his status on Facebook. Who cares?
Yeah.
Focus on the things that matter, which are your relationship and your love. Facebook status, get out of here.
He may just be the kind of person where until you are official in some kind of relationship, he's not going to change it. Now, if you got engaged or married and he still was not changing it from widowed, then you're married and you have a more serious issue. But if you're just dating, even it has been long term, I don't think I would let Facebook ruin a relationship.
I think a lot of people put too much stock in social media standings and all that.
Yeah.
Some people
Totally.
Some people
Overthinking
are
that
really.
one.
I have people in my family that don't want to go near it. They don't want to let anyone know anything because a lot of it's a cesspool.
Yeah. Okay.
And it can change. And when it does change, you don't want to have to answer a bunch of questions from a bunch of people in your family.
Yeah, not everyone has to Instagram their eggs and let
No.
everyone know everything about their life.
Yeah, you're overthinking that one.
Yes.
Okay. But hey, that's good. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we overthink things that we shouldn't, and you need somebody to tell you, hey, don't worry about it. And that's what we're telling you. So that's why you send us the emails, makeup or breakup. Looking at the KVJ TV poll we got right now, getting close to 100 votes. Do you dump your fiance if he goes on a meth bender during his bachelor party in Vegas? 88% would. 88% are saying this is a breakup.
I figured that would be up there.
It's a pretty good little slam dunk. Yeah, especially since you don't have any answers as to where that 20K went. Time for the battle of the generations that we have here. It is a battle between Gen Z and Gen X today. So we have got Brianna on here from Palm Springs for Generation Z. Hello, Brianna.
Hi.
Hello, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. Say hello to your partner, Suits.
Rihanna, let's grab another win.
Hi, Shoot.
Hi.
Yes.
Okay. Listen how friendly these Gen Zers are.
I don't like
We're
this,
very
Kev.
nice.
It sounds like they got some good chemistry going on here.
Better watch out. Yeah. Better watch out. And then we've got Meredith here from Royal Palm Beach to represent Generation X today. Hello, Meredith.
Good morning. What's up, Jibba?
Yeah, Meredith, I love it.
Yeah. This is a fired up gal here.
I've known a lot of Merediths in my time, and they've all been awesome. You keep the trend going.
Okay. All right. Now,
Sounds good, buddy.
there you go. She's your buddy.
Yes, she is.
What I've got here is I've got some trivia, and it's got a little bit of a holiday theme. Now, our players that are on the phone, they will have 3 seconds to answer. If they get it correct, then they will get 2 points for their answer. If they can't, then our in-studio partners for that generation, they get a chance to try to answer themselves. And if they do, they get only 1 point. Okay, we're going to start off here with Gen Z, the younger generation. Jaybird, did you just psych out Suits there with a handshake?
I did. I'm hoping Denny's caught it on camera, but I don't know if he did.
Okay.
I don't think he did.
All that acting and nobody
No,
saw it.
But in all honesty, good luck.
I'm not shaking
Oh,
your hand
come
after that. You're going to do it to me again. I'm not falling for
That
that.
ain't my style.
Okay, here we go. First question. This is for you, Brianna, worth 2 points. All right, tell me in 3 seconds, in what city did the McAllisters live during the movie Home Alone?
Oh, I know it's New York. I don't know.
Okay. What's the city where they lived? Kick this over to Suits.
It is Chicago, I believe.
Chicago suburb, yes. Very nice. Okay, you get a point for that. Okay, Gen X, you can jump into the lead if Meredith can answer this one all by herself. Your question, Meredith. This holiday classic from 2004 features a lead character that is never even given a name. It's a holiday classic that came out in 2004. Person that spends the most time on... Yeah, go ahead.
Is it Elf?
Is it Elf? No, Buddy was given a name on that. Buddy the Elf. So what is a holiday classic that came out in 2004 where the character you see the most on screen isn't even addressed with a name ever? What do you think here, Jay Bird? It's your chance to save a point. Can you do it?
Only talking about snowman?
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 Great movie.
Snowman? Is that the...
It's a Jewish film.
Snowman?
It's a Hanukkah film. Snowman.
Snowman?
I clearly don't.
Snowman?
Snowman, beware. I got nothing.
Harvey Snowman.
Harvey Snowman.
I clearly did not get that question.
Okay.
Or understand it.
I know, we're looking for the Polar Express.
Oh.
Polar Express.
I didn't realize the kid didn't have a name.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, they don't mention him by name.
I'm too busy watching Snowman.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Gen Z in a 1-point lead. Back to you, Brianna. Next question. What brand of BB gun did Ralphie want in A Christmas Story?
Red Ryder baby gun.
There you go.
Nice. Wow. Very
Okay,
good.
it's a 2-point answer there. Congratulations.
You'll shoot your eye out.
I had no idea. I'm so glad she got that.
Okay, Meredith, need to get a 2-pointer here if you can. Your question in Battle of the Generations. What is the name of the dog in How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Oh, pooh. Oh, that's a hard question.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Tony.
Tony. Okay. Jaybird, do you know the answer to that question? The name of the dog?
Stanley.
No. Max.
Max.
Oh,
You knew this?
yeah.
You knew that?
I forgot.
Okay. All right. Gen X struggling again today.
Guys, I'm terrible at Christmas stuff. I'm really awful at it.
Yeah. Okay.
Bah humbug.
No, I'm just saying with the knowledge.
You're great with the depressing side of
No,
Christmas.
I am not. I didn't want to tell that story. I'm in a great mood. I'm going to get all these crazy emails now.
Okay, back to Brianna. You can pretty much shore up a win here for Gen Z if you can get a 2-pointer on this. Which Christmas carol is Bing Crosby most famous for singing?
I have no idea.
No idea on that one. Okay, Suits.
No idea.
Any idea?
It feels like, I don't know, it's kind of a guess, but I'm going to go with Most Wonderful Time of the Year.
Most wonderful time of the year. That also is incorrect. It's
White Christmas.
Yeah.
Does he also sing Silver Bell?
I don't know. He might do a
Because
version.
or do they all just sound the same?
They all do kind of sound the same from that era.
Yeah. But he's most famous for that because that, for the longest time, and I think it still is, the best-selling Christmas song of all time. Bing Crosby's White Christmas. Not sure where Mariah is on that, though. She might be catching up with it.
Yeah, she might have passed old Bing.
she should.
She really should.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. It is back to Meredith here. You survive for another round. Tell me what the answer to this is. In The Muppet Christmas Carol, who played Scrooge? Meredith. What's the actor's name?
Oh, gosh. I think this is the wrong Scrooge, but I think he's Scrooge in a different movie. Bill Murray. Oh, wrong one. Bill Murray.
Okay, not Bill Murray. Okay, good guess. Bird?
William H. Macy.
William H. Macy. No, Michael Caine. I thought you were a big fan of that Muppet Christmas Carol.
I'm a big fan of the Muppets, not the Christmas one.
Oh, okay. All right, very nice. All right, well, we got 3-zip right now. Let's see here. Put it away, Brianna. Your question. Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen star in what Christmas movie?
Nightmare Before Christmas?
Nightmare Before Christmas? No,
So there's a lot of buzzing going on this round.
there is not a lot of good answers here going on. Suits, do you know the answer to that? Jamie Lee Curtis, Tim Allen are in what Christmas movie?
Tim Allen was in the Santa Claus, so I'm just going to go with the Santa Claus.
Okay, it's a good guess. No, he's in a couple. He was in Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh, I actually remember that movie.
All right, Meredith, let's clean this thing up.
Yeah, it's been a little sloppy here. Okay. Let's see if you can get this correct. All right, final question here. Meredith, how many reindeer are featured in the poem, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas? Let's work it out here.
On Blanson.
Blanson?
8?
I don't know the name.
What do you think here? What's your answer, Meredith?
My 8 reindeer?
Gonna go with 8. Bird, what do you think? Work it out. How many? What do you got, Bird?
On Donzer, on
Donzer?
Blitzen,
Blitzen? Yeah.
Rudolph,
Okay, Rudolph.
Vixen.
Vixen, Yeah.
Steve.
No, there is like a Sammy or
Frederick.
something. There's no.
Sammy.
All right, you guys. I got too much going on in stereo over here. It's 9. It's 9.
It's 9, you
It
think?
is 9 because I think Rudolph gives you that extra oomph.
Okay, so you're saying that your partner here has it wrong, Bird.
You sound happy, Kevin. So that makes me think my partner is right then because I think you want me to blow it for my partner.
You know me too well. Yeah, you know me way too well. Yeah, your partner was right. We're smart to listen to her, not to you. It is 8. Rudolph is not in it. There's no Rudolph in that.
Damn, that Rudolph. He never got any respect, did he?
They're always very cruel to Rudolph.
Yeah, he came a little bit later. All right, the final score, 3 Gen Z, 2 Gen X, and they add another win to the total.
Nice job, Brianna.
Congratulations,
We
Brianna.
lost?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
lost in epic fashion.
How do you keep winning the Christmas
Hey, gang.
stuff?
We're
Yeah, I
kind of
know.
embarrassed.
Suits is crushing the Christmas. Congratulations, Brianna. All
He's better at Christmas than I am.
The Jewish
lot.
kid is kicking your ass in Christmas.
You really are.
With everything.
I'm winning Christmas drafts. I'm going Christmas caroling. This has been a really weird week for me.
You know the songs better than me.
Yeah. Can you make a movie better by just making one small, simple adjustment? A lot of people in KVJ Nation think that they can. They've been jumping on the KVJ Show Facebook page with some interesting suggestions here. The number one suggestion a lot of people have, and I'd even told you that for me, I don't like when some characters die, and I get it, and some you do. So it's not like that's something where I'm always like, don't kill anybody in a movie. To me, it's just there's a lot of times where they do kill somebody in a movie where I don't feel like they need to. Top Gun was one for me. I just love Goose so much. I'll do it.
I kind of feel like Goose needed to die.
Do you?
Pete
Why?
Mitchell, because Pete Mitchell was going too fast, Kev. Nothing was going to stop that cat.
It took the death of his buddy to make
He
it
was
happen.
heading to the urn himself, and the death of Goose really
Okay.
kind of shows the development of a Pete Mitchell.
Yeah, it left me in a funk because you love that character so much. Then I'm depressed the rest of the movie, and I'm like, I'm not having any fun
The way
anymore.
you feel about that scene was always how I felt about E.T. When E.T. gets all sick and they find him all gray, withering down by the lake, dying.
It's so
And
sad.
he goes to the hospital, and then they think Elliot's dying. That whole 15-minute arc, I'm not a big fan of it.
Okay.
It's way heavy.
That would be the change you do, is that E.T. doesn't go off and...
But it does set the stage up for the ending to be pretty big and awesome, so you kind of do need it, but
Yeah.
I always hated it.
Yeah, okay, I get you. And, you know, the number one thing that people are suggesting right now on the KVJ Show Facebook page is about deaths, like Apollo Creed and Rocky IV.
Needed to happen.
You think so?
It really did need to happen. By part 4, a major thing needs to happen, because part 3 happened with Mickey. He died.
Right.
That made sense because he was older. Apollo dying, you don't see that coming.
Yeah.
You know, Apollo being a hot dog. Virginia, I love how she's acting like she's into this conversation.
Yeah.
I fell asleep again. Apollo's a hot dog.
He was acting like he was hot dogging it.
I could eat a hot dog right now. It sounds delicious.
We lost her.
I hate the end of Steel Magnolias.
Yeah.
Why did Shelby have to die?
Somebody had left that comment. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right, yeah.
Come on now. She's a mother. That's just not cool.
That
Right.
part is so heavy.
It's so heavy and it's so pointless.
And my
Yeah.
mom watched that movie all the time. It was always on HBO. She was always watching that sad-ass Steel Magnolias.
The beginning is great. The end sucks.
Shelby.
Drink your juice.
Yeah. Gosh, I know that movie too well.
Now, this is an odd one because when we're asking what movie would be much better by making one adjustment, somebody said Star Wars The Phantom Menace would have been much better if they would have killed Jar Jar Binks a lot earlier.
Agreed.
in that one.
You know what? He should have done that.
Yeah.
At least in the next one. He
Killed
saw
him early.
He saw all the hate on the first. We'll give you the pass on the first one. You didn't
Let
know.
him die.
He loved him too much.
He did. He loved him
Yeah.
too much, and you see him take him out a bit from part 2, and then in part 3, you barely see Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Should have killed him.
A lot of people are saying this, like John, who typed it out in all caps about Endgame. Iron Man doesn't have to die. He didn't like that.
I didn't know Iron Man died.
Yeah, he does. There you go. He's dead, Bird. You don't have to watch that movie anymore. Congratulations.
And let me guess, aliens from outer space, they were fighting them?
No.
This is a different kind of a plot.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you know, I guess in a sense it is tied, but it's you gotta go deep. I'll make you watch it, see how.
Okay.
But yeah, it is a theme, and that's the whole thing with the spoiler is that any of the superhero movies, it's a big thread, even in the Spider-Man movies, and the new Spider-Man is coming out this weekend. So yeah, you're gonna find that out. It's hard to adjust and stay away from that spoiler alert.
The original Karate Kid, and you told me this is what got Pat Morita a nomination for the Academy Award when Mr. Miyagi gets drunk and is
Yeah.
sad about his wife who passed away years before. He's all hammered, and the scene goes on and
Yeah, it
on.
seemed long, and it was
I would
weird.
rather see Cobra Kai's kick Daniel's ass again.
Yeah, than that.
Yeah.
I hear you. Okay, making a quick adjustment to a movie would make it much better. Some other ones with death. Andre said, Boys in the Hood. Ricky doesn't have to die, nor does Doughboy. And the only problem with that is I would say that they do because it shows you, Ricky, if you've never seen that movie, was a kid that was a standout in high school. He was going to be going to USC on a scholarship. It was going to change his world. And a lot of kids in inner city neighborhoods like that have used football to take them out of that environment and to get money, and it's generational money that they can pour on down. And the heartbreaking nature of just how vicious the hood was that Ricky, a kid who really didn't dabble in the gang, still lost his opportunity.
I hate the last 15 minutes of that movie.
It's tough.
Because
It's
that's
tough.
such a great movie.
But it tears at your heart and makes you realize, man, what they really truly go through in some of those neighborhoods.
It's a 15-minute. It's such a great movie, though.
Yeah. Now, this is an odd one. Kenny said, what movie adjustment I would make? Jesus lives in The Passion of the Christ.
Whoa.
Yeah, imagine that. I don't know if anybody wants that, though.
I think you kind of have to have like the Bible sign off on that one.
Well, that's what.
Imagine if they would do a Jesus movie and he lives.
Well, then,
guys, I was just asleep.
Your sins aren't forgiven anymore.
Quentin Tarantino did that with that L.A. movie, the Hollywood one. He took that Charles Manson storyline and changed a lot of the details on it.
Okay.
So you watch it and go, because I was watching it going, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Go, oh, he's wanting this. He's doing this.
Okay.
Have you seen that yet?
No.
I wonder if you would like
I'm not sure what
that.
you're talking about.
The Quentin Tarantino
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the storyline he changed?
The Charles Manson storyline.
Oh, yeah.
The Sharon Tate thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a well-known story, and then you're going through that, and you go, oh, that's different.
Did Sharon Tate still die?
Oh, I don't want to ruin it too much, just
okay.
in case someone hasn't seen it, because it's a good movie.
So he took creative liberties with a real, factual, historical murder.
Yes, and I didn't know that's what was going on in the movie. But it's you know that's what he's doing once you're watching it. You go,
Interesting.
I like this one. What movie would be much better by making just one adjustment? Steven said, Mufasa lives but has a severe limp. I like that. That's a tough one to see.
What if you went the other way and Scar just dominates the entire movie and it ends with Scar going, I win. And that's how the whole thing ends.
I don't think it would have been nearly as successful.
I don't think it would have.
Yeah. I think a lot of people say this movie's terrible. I'm not going to go to that.
Sets up a sequel, though.
Yeah. I like this one Cheryl has. Jenny and Forrest live happily ever after. I would have loved to have seen that. That would. I think I would go back and watch that movie more if it had that kind of ending. Just saying. I know maybe it's more real and it's gritty, but I like that.
Virginia gets all weird when we start talking about Gump.
I still hate
so
it.
mean to Gump, Kev.
I hate that movie from the beginning to the end because first how Gump is treated and then how Jenny and oh gosh, it's just no thanks.
I can't, Kev. It's too much.
Too much for Virginia.
Too heavy.
Sean, the movie adjustment he would make, Rose makes room for Jack on that board.
Amen.
Yes. And Greg says, how about the Titanic doesn't even sink? Well, what's the movie then?
Well, that's...
We should go on a big boat and have a great trip? The end. John says, Han shoots first.
Well,
Jaybird knows that.
And Han did shoot first. That's what happened. Han Solo, I'll make it quick, Virginia. He kills a bounty hunter in Star Wars. But... for whatever reason, George Lucas, after years later, decided, no, we don't want Han Solo to shoot first. That's kind of mean. So we're going to have the bounty hunter shoot first. So he changed it 10 years later that the creature shot first so Han didn't look so bad.
Self-defense.
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, it's terrible.
That or just the fact that I told the story?
It was a long story.
It was. I try to be quick. It's hard to be quick when you're talking about Greedo.
You're too in it, baby. You can't sum it up.
Greedo's my favorite character.
Rebecca said that I would change Castaway. Tom Hanks doesn't get rescued.
Damn.
Okay.
Well, honestly, if you ask that character, do you want to really get rescued? All he did was come home to a bunch of pain.
Yeah, he was probably better off on that damn island.
Stay on that island, dog.
Damn.
Andre said, Back to the Future, Marty kills Biff. Well, that'd have been something, huh? But then he's a murderer, and I don't know if you like Marty as much. Got to maintain that innocence.
Biff is such a douche.
He is, but does he deserve death, Virginia?
Douche. He is not a douche. He makes that movie. Without Biff, you don't have Back to the Future. That's a bold statement.
I guess so, but I just don't like Biff. He's got a bad attitude.
Well, why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
And Rick said, with cats, how about we just don't make the movie? Okay.
Everybody said that.
That's a weird movie.
Good idea. Okay. All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we got some whacked out news for you. Not a lot of people do this, but there's one family in South Africa that put a venomous snake on their Christmas tree. We'll tell you exactly how that all went down.
Lord.
Hardcore.
Yeah, that's very hardcore.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
It's kind of an odd thing to put on your Christmas tree. A venomous snake? What? Oh, geez, wait, that's not supposed to be there. This happened in South Africa. They were looking up at their lovely Christmas tree, and they're like, is that thing moving? That's not tinsel. That's a venomous snake.
Dang.
They had to call a snake catcher to come and retrieve it before it started biting all the children. That's just kind of crazy, though, huh? Oh, my goodness. Got a snake in the tree, and it's venomous? What the heck, man? This is also another scary story. 2 huge lions sparked mass panic at a major airport in Singapore after they escaped their enclosure.
Oh, crap.
They were taking them onto the plane. I don't know if they were sitting first class or in coach.
They do deserve to sit first class. They are the king of the jungle.
You would think so, yes. But somehow they got loose.
That's probably why they got pissed and got loose, because they tried to put him in coach.
Probably. I'm not sitting by the toilet.
Not today.
Not today. There's a 5-year-old boy in Canada that wanted to get a new toy for his sister, so he decided to take his parents' car to do it. The car ended up in a hayfield with minor damage. Amazingly, the 5-year-old kid wasn't hurt. It's nice. You just got to remind our 5-year-olds they're not allowed to drive yet.
Oh, that kid's going to get a Lamborghini. There'll be a GoFundMe page.
It's so gross.
Oh, you snuck out. You stole a car. Oh,
so
give
adorable.
him a car.
So adorable for your sister. A wanted suspect got arrested in Bellevue, Washington after after being caught by police. Here's the reason why he was caught. This 23-year-old was actually trying to steal some really nice tires from a car, a Dodge Charger, at a dealership.
You can't do that.
And the cops came by, and he tried to take off, but he forgot to take the car off the jack.
What's worse, stealing tires or giving them as a Christmas present to your mate?
I don't know. If I wanted tires and somebody gave them to me as a Christmas gift,
Loving it, huh?
I love a practical gift.
I'm just kidding. I'm bringing up that topic from last week where I could not believe how many people are so mad about getting tires.
I would love it.
I would love that as a
Tires
gift.
are so expensive.
Yes.
I would be so into tires as a Christmas gift.
Okay.
Just don't steal them.
Yes.
There you go. A 63-year-old guy in California was sleeping in his truck on the side of the road when all of a sudden 2 wily teenagers drove by and threw water balloons at it.
Not cool.
Yeah, fracker, I'm not gonna. So they came around for another pass. They were gonna throw more water balloons at him. But when you're talking about a 63-year-old coot in his truck in California, he's got something a little bit more lethal, a shotgun.
Dang.
Well, I mean, shame on them. So they hit this older dude and they go back for more?
Yeah, Pawpaw ain't gonna play with you
He ain't
now.
playing.
I'm sorry. You do stupid things like that.
I'm on Pawpaw's side.
He fired the shotgun right into their door as they passed by a second time. Luckily, neither kid was struck, but he's facing a bunch of charges, including attempted murder.
Yeah, I see why he did it, though. He's retaliating.
Yeah.
He didn't start the fight, but he was going to finish it.
Well, how do you know they don't have bleach in these things or some kind of weird... Look, you throw a liquid at me and I don't know
Yeah.
who you are. I consider that a threat.
Might be part of his defense to lower the attempted murder charges.
Totally. Maybe they can use like a stand your ground kind of situation where he feared because they came back a second time.
Well, okay, let me ask you this. If a car comes by, throws balloons at you full of water, and they come back and they look like they're throwing something, how do you know what they're going to throw next?
Exactly.
You have no idea what these people are doing to you.
Kevin, we submit this was self-defense.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. You're winning me over.
Well, I just know how this is going to go. Oh, they were just playing around. No, they're throwing things at an old dude.
You're old enough to drive. You're old enough to know better. You don't throw things at elderly people on the side of the road. Book the kids and let Pawpaw get off scot-free.
Well, then you go back and do it again?
Mm-hmm.
You're a jerk. You deserve to do some jail time, and Grandpa does not.
I just know that if I threw stuff at somebody, like what they're doing, and someone did anything back to me,
you get what you
I
give.
would go, you know what, maybe I shouldn't throw things at people randomly.
Yeah, if that was my kid, I'd be like, well, yeah, you deserve to be shot at, you dummy.
So what would you do if you were locked up and they mistakenly freed you 2 days after being sentenced? Well, this one prisoner said, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be free, but I'm free. Let's drink. He went on a 10-day bender with friends.
Yeah.
I mean, they let him out. It's kind of on them.
It is on them.
I mean, he used every day to the maximum. Like, I'm going to just keep partying because I know this is going to end. And it did. He's back in jail, but man, he had a great 10 days. They say that rocket scientists and neurosurgeons aren't any smarter than anybody sitting in this room. Really?
Really? I would disagree.
It's a study of a bunch of cognitive tests, and they found that these rocket scientists and neurosurgeons really aren't necessarily smarter than us or the general population. They just have a specific set of skills that they studied for.
You ever met someone that's supposedly really smart and you go, I don't know if they're that smart, but they are. They're
They're so smart, but yet they might walk in front of a bus.
Well, then they don't have it together.
Yeah, it's all relative. I think that we're all given our own unique talents and skills and abilities. Nobody's better than the other. We're just uniquely fitted for something else. But yeah, it happens all the time. There are a lot of really dense, intelligent people, if that makes sense. And finally, this is a great way to break a Guinness World Record. If I had the cash, I'd do this in a heartbeat. A football fan from North Carolina broke the world record by attending home games for all 32 NFL teams in the span of 74 days.
Wow.
And it was real cheap.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It
Yeah,
is.
that is amazing. Yeah, if you had the cash, that's the world record to go for. A word that I don't really give a lot of thought to, but maybe I should. The word exotic. It's been pointed out by a couple different sources, including the Washington Post, that maybe you need to rethink how you use the word as we now have a more diverse society. Now, the Washington Post, in their article, they say only a few things are still consistently described as exotic, including animals, places, cars, women, and food, basically, are the only things right now we tag that word with. But they say that what's exotic to you is not exotic to everybody, something to keep in mind. The word's definition even changes based on the user's perspective.
Totally.
They say, like ethnic and alien, the word exotic was invented to describe something foreign. And they say that exotic indirectly lengthens the metaphysical distance between one group of humans to another, and in so doing, reinforces xenophobia and racism. That's according to the Washington Post.
Washington Post loves to mix it up. They love to stir up and get people mad.
I do see what they're saying, but come on, we're overthinking it. You use the word from your own personal perspective. And yes, somebody from maybe another land is exotic to me.
If I say something is an exotic food, do you think I really have malice and hatred in my heart when I say that?
No, I think what the Washington Post is saying is that your concepts and how the word has been used forever was when we had a society that looked a certain way. And as our society changes, you know, life always changes, so does language. That how you use the word and how you think of using it might be something that needs to change as well, the word exotic. Now, there's a sociologist that they quoted from NYU that said that the word exotic came from a time when the Western world was considered to be the center of civilization. Everything looked a certain way, and so did people. And now that we don't, you got to watch how you use it.
We kind of still have that attitude, though. And that's where the whole root of it is the problem with some people. Like, the world does not revolve around us.
Mm-hmm. And here is MTV and a clip that they had about the word exotic, what it means, and some places where you could use it where somebody may not love it.
Well, exotic means introduced from another country, or strikingly, excitingly, or mysteriously different or unusual. But there's one time you should probably hold off on using the word, when you're describing people. That's just a little pro tip from a lady who's been called exotic by some really well-meaning people a few times more than she would like. So here are 3 reasons why being called exotic isn't really a compliment. Number 1, exotic literally means foreign. Exotic comes from the Latin exoticus, which meant belonging to another country. Number 2, exotic is based on white beauty standards. Number 3, being fetishized is not a compliment.
Okay.
I do see what she's saying.
I think we as humans need to get hobbies, and I think we are
not high enough.
I think that everything is always, consider the source. If someone, you know when someone's being a jerk to you, and you know when someone's not.
Totally.
And if someone's not being a jerk to you, I think you're looking for problems when there don't need to be problems.
Well, don't get bent if someone is calling you exotic and it's a compliment in their eyes and they're like, wow, you're beautiful, you're exotic. Like, if someone is trying to pay you a compliment, be careful how mean you are to them.
Because the person that was just talking, she doesn't speak for everybody. You know what I mean? People will present, this is how everybody feels about this word exotic, and that's just not true.
I think what she's trying to say is that if you don't look in a sense the way that I do, you may be using a word, and just to let you know that you may not think anything of it, but if you're saying it to certain people, when they hear you say that, they may be like, okay.
I don't want to be exotic to you.
They may not be horribly offended. They may not be crushed. They just may be like, okay, I don't really love that they said that. And you may want to know that if you address these people, when you use the word exotic to some people in certain ways, they're like, yeah, maybe exotic to you. But
Joe Exotic loves it.
Joe Exotic. What was that?
That's the tiger guy.
Oh, that's right.
The Tiger
Joe
King.
Exotic. Yeah,
He
I forgot
loves
about
it.
that.
He's never getting out.
He
Yeah.
loves Exotic.
Yeah. So the Washington Post, they close by saying, it's not so much about replacing exotic with another word like rare. It's about reframing your worldview. Better education would help people better understand when they're using a word that is outdated. So I think what they say is that exotic may be one of those words that is becoming outdated.
I think there's other things to tackle on this planet that really are problems, and I think that's what we should focus on. Because I don't think many people are that mad about this. I think a lot of times, this stuff gets clicks, guys. This makes money. This gets people, what? I can't believe it. That's what this always does.
Well, this is going to be bad news for my little sister from Big Brothers Big Sisters, because she started a little makeup line and she called it Exotic Beauty, and she named it after herself.
Y'all, that's my point.
Can she be Exotic Beauty, or now is she rude?
Yeah, so I don't know. Does anybody even think about this word? It was something that when I saw it, I'm like, I hadn't thought about it. I'm trying to understand it. And if somebody can express better than we did from playing that clip or reading part of the Washington Post article, you can let us know. 877-979-WRMF, because somebody texted and said, hey, thanks, white people, for telling those of color how to feel. Not trying to do that, just trying to understand.
Kevin, you can't win. You may want to sign off.
My point, I'm not telling you how you can feel however
Right.
you want to feel, and then I can feel however I want to feel. That's how this works.
Yeah.
You totally can be all mad if someone calls you exotic.
Yeah.
But some people might like it, like my little sister from Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yeah.
She likes it. That's her brand. She's
right.
trademarked it, and she named the company after herself because she believes she is an exotic beauty.
And
Yeah.
that's my point, meaning some people are going to be offended by certain things, and some people aren't.
Yeah.
I don't speak for, I always talk about cheese pizza. I don't speak for all cheese pizza lovers.
I think whenever I see any of these stories that come up, the biggest question that I have is this a real story, or is this just clickbait? And that's the only thing that I really want to know, because there are some things, and like I've said before, there are words that I used to use that came to my attention and were explained to me, and I saw the other side of it, and I don't use those words. And that was more than clickbait. That was a legit thing that has been
A teaching
validated
moment.
time and time again, where people said, yeah, we don't like people using that word. I'm like, okay, cool, I got that. And then there are other times where you're right. The Washington Post wants to get people all upset, and then they come out with, hey, exotic is an outdated word, don't use it. Okay. Is that legit, or is that clickbait? Talking about language and the terms of it, how things shift and change. That's always happened in language, and it always will happen in language. That's the one thing that language always does. It's evolving, it is changing, and our society is evolving and changing faster than it's ever, in my lifetime at least. And I thought Engineer Keith had a pretty good comment here about words and how you feel about words. He said, they're just static. Their meaning isn't. Banning words in an attempt to control meaning, which is pointless. We'll just use new words to be terrible people.
Well,
And that's that is the one thing where sometimes where we do say, hey, don't say that word, that we'll just pick up another word that describes the exact same thing. And then how long is it going to take before we say, we shouldn't use that word either?
You also, too, when you have a bunch of words, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do this, you can't be that.
Right.
Then you start to take away people's true authentic self of what they're trying to say, because they're scared they're going to say something.
Yeah.
And we're talking about exotic. That's a term you guys never have ever heard of that being a issue. So that tells me this isn't something that is completely mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone's going to bed going, I cannot believe this is happening. I don't know if it's a big enough problem to where they're trying to make it out to be a big problem. Because I think a lot of times it's about clicks, man.
It probably is, and I don't even know if they're trying to say that it is a big problem. And the only thing for me is that, hey, words do leave impressions and feelings on people. And if I were talking to somebody, I wouldn't want to step in it where I used a word that people may say, okay, that sounded kind of odd, dude, And so for me, just having that understanding that in certain circles with certain people, I may use a word that they may look at differently than I look at that word.
In pretty much every social circle and situation, I say something stupid. I do it all the time. And it's just, I'm not trying to, but I don't know. Well, if you talk enough, you're going to say something stupid.
Well, I just realized as soon as I leave my house, there's going to be things I don't agree with. There's going to be things I don't like. There's going to be things I don't want to hear. But what am I to do about it? Stop?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stay home?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just kind of how life works.
Like Amber in the chat room, she said, I hate being called exotic. And so for me, hearing that, I'm like, okay, understand what it is. And yeah, from a certain point of it, if you're an American, you grew up here and don't get around, there's a lot of things that are going to be very exotic to you. Our cuisine, our culture, all that kind of stuff, it was very much one way. So the world was exotic.
Funny enough, Amber says, Jason, you wouldn't know because people probably don't call you exotic. Actually, when I was a kid, they did. I've told you that before.
You're pretty exotic.
People didn't think I was related to my dad because I looked differently. I have very, very, very thick, dark hair. A lot of times I would hear that word. Mm-hmm. I mean, so I have been called that, Amber.
And they were kind of saying that, where it is, some people say, I think exotic is a compliment. But, the point of view that they're talking about was saying, if you're exotic, you're automatically considered as other. That's how they hear it. You're not one of us. You're an outsider. And everybody wants to feel like they belong. And that's where it is the word can divide used certain ways. And some people feel like it divides if it's used. It's like, I'm not a part of your clique, and I want to be a part of your clique.
And how she said it maybe is the way we should think about it. Use the word to talk about things, not people.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. All right, well. Interesting.
Well, you can't even say it about food either. That's where it's going. If you say exotic food, you are now wrong.
I'm hurting the food's feelings?
Well, you're contributing. I'm reading it, Virginia.
They said in the Washington Post, they said, used in context with food, calling a food exotic puts the onus on the creator of the food to define it, to rationalize, explain, or whitewash it until it's palatable to the dominant culture. That's what they wrote.
I'm tired. Is the year over yet?
Nope, but you know what? 2022 will, I'm sure, have its own little thing for
you know it will.
It's not about shedding a year.
There'll be so much more to fight about.
There'll be a lot more things. And then this time next year, you'll be like, 2022.
Please, somebody put me out of my misery.
And just wait, 2023 will be waiting for you, Virginia, with their own things. We're talking about the term exotic, something that, admittedly, I've not really ever given any thought to. I think of it with food, something that is foreign, of another place. That's pretty much the only time that I've ever thought of the word exotic or ever used it that way. But you can use it to describe people as well. And we had a pretty in-depth discussion. If you miss it, you can go back and listen to our KVJ Show podcast and hear the entire segment, what was said. Did get a text from somebody who said, I'm Argentinian, and when I moved to Palm Beach County, it was the first time I was ever called exotic. I never got offended by it, but it did make me wonder what was exotic about me. And I think just what it is where it came from. And it was when society looked a little bit different. We're a lot more diverse now. And so a lot of things that would come in that you wouldn't typically see, be like, oh, that's exotic. And maybe it was meant as a compliment. But the thought is that, how do people take it that are called exotic? And Rhonda is on here from West Palm Beach. And you say that you have been called exotic many times. You're Egyptian is what it says here, Rhonda.
Yes, sir. Yes, I was born in Egypt and moved to Canada when I was 8 or 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in Canada, and I was telling one of your producers that I felt very similar to the MTV lady, the clip that you guys played.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that over probably 99.9% of the time I was called exotic was by a white person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it always made me feel like I was different. And it automatically made me think of an exotic animal, like, or like some circus animal or something. Like, the word exotic did not evoke in me the sentiment of, oh, they're complimenting me.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it might have been meant as a compliment. And I
Right.
totally get what some of you guys feel, that it's the intent behind it. However, the person receiving it may feel a certain way, and in my case, it just made me feel like, if you want to tell me I'm pretty, by all means, like, I would welcome that compliment, because there's no other way of taking it. You're complimenting me as a pretty, but when you say I'm exotic, I feel like you're saying, oh, I've never seen anything like you before. What are you? And
Right.
that's usually what I get after that is, what are you? Where are you from?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was never, I don't know, it was never like a clear-cut compliment like, oh, you're so pretty, you're exotic. No, it's, you're exotic looking.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily the most insulting word in the world, but it's something that makes you feel like, okay, you're pointing out the differences, and now I kind of feel like, I don't know.
I don't fit in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you think pretty is a way better way to go.
But you can't call pretty to somebody in the workplace, because then you're going to get sexually harassment charges.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. But if it's your circle of friends, and if it's people that you know, and they're telling you that, obviously they're not intending to hurt you or to make you feel like you're different.
Right.
But like I said, typically, over 90% of the time that I got that compliment was from strangers or people that I came across for the first time, and it was white people. I've never had someone that was of a different ethnicity, whether black, Hispanic, or anything else, compliment me by saying, you look exotic.
Right. Okay, that's an interesting thought. Thank you very much for that, Rhonda. Appreciate that.
And it's crazy. So many other people are texting and saying, I've been called exotic my whole life and not offended in the least bit.
Yeah, I think it's just how people take it. Some people will, and some people won't. And, for me, all I'm just going to walk away with is just, hey, that word, when it comes up, just think that some people, when you say it, how you use it, they may be like, okay, I didn't love that.
Would you feel bad about saying food's exotic, or are you going to strike that from your vocabulary, calling food exotic?
No, and I think it's all a perspective type of thing. Because if you had somebody from Nigeria and you gave them a Big Mac, they might be like, oh, it's so exotic. I think that's just all what you're accustomed to is how you use it.
If you went to a different country where a lot of people don't look like you, would you be considered exotic?
What's that?
If you went to another country where a lot of people, where you didn't look like a lot of the people that lived there, you would be considered exotic?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would be. I would think so. I mean, if they used it the same way, I think that's what it is. It's just, in a sense, exotic is foreign. It's from the outside. And that's what it is. And for some people, when they hear that, that's how they take it. And they feel like, okay, I'm an outsider. I don't belong. And they want to belong. And that's, I think, what the core of it is. So, somebody said, what about exotic dancers?
You have to call, I don't think you can say that.
I don't know. Interesting stuff.
Are we going back to stripper?
Can't say that either. Believe me, I've been yelled at more for the word stripper than exotic. They're called dancers, J-Bro.
Dancers. Yeah. Everybody's got their own words these days.
Everyone's got words, Virginia.
Everybody's got words. So just trying to keep up. It is a lot more difficult just to walk through society these days, huh? You got to keep up on stuff. It's like we need a yearly guide. There's a lot of hand up. Like, okay, let me brush up on what's going on here again.
There's a lot of words people say to me that I don't like either.
Yeah. Well, I got the question here. We had somebody send us an email, a middle-aged dad, and I guess I kind of get this. Thankfully, I've got my wife, so I just kind of lean on her. But I will tell you, this does come up even for me, where she'll put me in some clothes, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, is this? I don't want to look like I'm trying too hard. Look, I am middle-aged dad, and here's where I want to be. I'm middle-aged dad who wants to dress well for his age. That's what I want to be. Now, if you look at the New Balance sneaker, And when I first heard that comment, when I was watching Outer Banks, which is a show geared towards young kids on Netflix, probably had no business watching it, but it's so dang entertaining.
It's a great show.
And they're like going, oh, you see that guy's wearing New Balance. There's some kind of like sly way they threw an insult to, that's just the middle-aged guy sneaker. And I'm like, and I look down and I'm wearing New Balance. I'm like, you know, and honestly, I stopped wearing them as much as I did. I still will wear them, but I'm like, okay, so New Balance is the middle-aged guy sneaker. So what do you wear? Because I, for instance, love the Air Jordans. And when I grew up, it was those Air Jordans. And now those exact same shoes, the exact same shoes from the middle 80s are what's popular now. And my daughter, who's 23, has a pair of those. And I love those, but it's what young kids are wearing. So if middle-aged dad would wear that, do I look like I'm trying too hard if now at my age I wear Air Jordans?
The way I look at it is, who gives a frog's fat ass? Wear what you want to wear.
Panda has those. He wears them.
Who gives a crap?
Right.
Even if you do look silly, who cares? You know what I mean? Life is too short.
The guy's in a pizza outfit.
World Record Wednesday, damn it.
I don't know why I care. I do care, though. It's something that I try to be like, all right, I want to, you know.
I think that is a case-by-case item, and you can absolutely pull off the Air Jordans.
Oh, hell yeah. Air Jordan.
I fully endorse you throwing away the New Balances, though.
Dude, you can totally rock Air Jordan. It's not even a question.
Let those New Balance go.
So you think it's a good idea for middle-aged guys to at least be aware that New Balance, when they look at you, be like, yeah, middle-aged dad sneaker.
They're great for your feet.
Okay.
We know you know how to fix stuff if you're wearing one of them sneakers.
That's what it is. Okay. It comes with the whole attitude. Yeah, people saying it's all good. 53-year-old said, yeah, I wear the Air Jordans. It's all fine. It's all fine. Somebody even said, you know, in a lot of the hip-hop culture, the New Balance shoes are considered to be really cool. Uh-huh.
New Balance is great for the old... your feet, man. You got bad feet like me. They're great.
They're so comfy and so sensible.
They are.
Very sensible. And you know, didn't your grandma used to always tell you, oh, you need a good sensible shoe?
Oh, good arch support, Kevin.
Yeah, I remember they used to get these mail order shoes. I think they're called Doc Browns or something like that. And they'd always come, and I remember that. They'd be like, oh, look at that. Grandma's got her new shoes. And they'd come in the mail.
Dr. Scholl.
Yeah, they always have a doctor name in front of them. They didn't care about style. They cared about orthopedics. And that's what they got. Somebody said, go with Skechers. You can't go wrong.
Skechers do give you some good arch support. I like those. But, I mean, I'm getting old. Don't listen to me.
Young people wear the most uncomfortable shoes. They really do.
Your 20s are for jacking up your feet.
Yes. That's when you don't care. It's more about the fashion. As you get older, it's like fashion be damned. I just want good, sensible shoes and nice arch support.
That's why I've been selling all my high heels on eBay. I'm like, I'm too smart to put this on my foot again.
Arch support is such an old person topic.
It is.
Oh, my gosh. We can talk about it at dinner tonight at 2 p.m.
That's right. Early bird special, baby. Crazy. We got people in the chat room just discovering, wait a minute, they do an After the Show podcast? What is this?
Some of our best work ever.
It's fun. We have a good time. We cut loose. We say whatever we want to say. It's 30 minutes of unrated material. You can get it on YouTube if you want to watch it live. Just go to the KVJ Show page. It'll pop up there. If you go on ahead, subscribe, and ring that bell, you'll get an alert, actually, when it goes live. Or you can check it out on any podcast app. Look for ATS under the KVJ Show, and you can get it and find it easily if you go and download our WRMF app for free. Burr, before we get to that, if you would wrap up our show today with your thought.
We talked a lot about life today.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Life. Life is way too short to spend another day at war with yourself.
Okay.
It really is.
Peace treaty, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.